Oh, welcome back, baseball fans, to the 69, 70, 71, 72 Carryover League. Tonight we're opening up the 1969 box, and we're going to take a look at going by division. We're going to take a look at the guys that are protected by teams and see if they could be candidates to be taken in the Carryover League. Tonight we're going to be in the American League East to get things started with Baltimore, Boston, New York, and Toronto. So these are those teams here. You may have seen we already did Baltimore briefly earlier. We'll take a look at them now, though. And what we find is cards that are overturned, like these here, because they're already in the league in the years 70 and 71. That would be these gentlemen. Okay, they're already in the league. We're thinking that the 70 Ron Taylor will be moved to New York, and then the Mets will replace him with the 69 version. So the Orioles have an opening at catcher, and Elrod Hendricks could be on the team. He could be drafted. This is the fourth and final crack for this card to get into the league, and it would be in the league for just 1 year. So that's a decent enough card for 1 year. Obviously, he's not an all-star, but he is a left-handed hitting catcher with power, and his defense isn't going to kill you. So Elrod Hendricks is a good candidate in 69. Let's move on to Boston. While I'm bringing Boston up, I'm also looking at the guys that Boston lost last year. They lost Wade Boggs, Tony Armas. They lost 3/4 of their pitching staff, starting rotation. They lost Ojeda, Eckersley, Thurmond, and they lost a reliever, Gary Wagner. So they have need for 2 lefties and 2 right-handed pitchers. And I'm going to look at Boston. I'm going to go through the overturned guys here, flip them over, and confirm that, yeah, Sonny Siebert is the ace, Caniglaro is on the Red Sox, as is Gagliano, and Scott, and of course Yastrzemski. They're already there. So it's these 2 pitchers, Mike Nagy and Lee Stang. Now Mike Nagy is a starter 7. And he had a 3.11 ERA and was 12-2. I think he definitely gets in the league. I think Boston says, okay, it's time. We've ignored Mike Nagy for 3 years. Let's get him in the rotation. He could take Dennis Eckersley's spot. The other player they have protection for is Lee Stang, who is a starter 6, not quite as good as Nagy, but he could also, both pitchers can make the Red Sox this year in their final year of eligibility. Not to mention that we could also do research on both pitchers and see if they have a better year in 70, 71, or 72. So it's looking good for Boston. Plus, again, they can also go after free agents if needed, guys who aren't in their protection stack. All right, next up we have the Yankees. And when we look at the Yankees, oh boy, you know what this means? It means the farm system went dry. I flipped them over, and Jake Gibbs and Munson are both the current catchers, and Roy White, McDaniel, Bobby Mercer, and Greg Nettles. They're all currently on the Yankees. They have nothing. So they're going to have to dig and find 2 players in the list of unprotected players. And good luck with that, New York. Let's see what their needs are. We knew there was going to be a drop-off when they lost out on Mattingly and Winfield. So Mattingly and Winfield are gone, as is Cliff Johnson, Juan Samuel, Willie Wilson. That's a lot of sticks to lose. Frank Tanana, and then Rigetti Gossage. That's a lot of talent to lose that was in that 84 box. So the Yankees are going to have to get lucky and find some good free agents in 1969. And the final team in the American League East, the Toronto Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, let me go see if, well, interestingly enough, check this out. The entire farm system is available, as there's no 69 guys who are already in the league. So, though I think, let me just double check this. Gentry and Ellsworth are. We have to turn those guys over. So these 2 players, Gary Gentry is already on Toronto, And it's kind of a shame because I think he's better here in 69 than he was in 70. But the 70 Gentry's on Toronto, and Ellsworth is in the bullpen for Toronto. But these guys are all available for Toronto. Now, Toronto loses Dave Stieb. They're going to bring back Doyle Alexander. And then it's 6 position players. George Bell, Juan Beniquez, Tony Fernandez, Vance Law, Lloyd Mosby, Rance Mullinex. Pretty much every position on the team, you can find a position player. And of course, 1 starting pitcher. So, yeah, Gentry is currently the number 4 starter, and Ellsworth is a long man. Gentry could move up to the 2 spot, and Tom Phoebus, a starter 6. He played for the 69 Orioles. Now, his win-loss record looks good because he played for the 69 Orioles. On the rotation, 202 innings with a 3.52 ERA. When you look at his card, you're like, really? It's okay. And it's good enough to get into the league, but it's not really lights out. But I could see the Blue Jays taking Tom Phoebus because he rotates, okay, to replace Dave Stieb as one guy. They don't have any room for a reliever like Denny Higgins. Danny Walton, an outfielder against lefties, could replace George Bell. Rico Joseph, an infielder against righties, could replace Vance Law. Eddie Fisher, no room in the bullpen for him. Larry Stahl is really just not very good. Culver is not as good as Phoebus. He's got a 4.28 ERA. Quilici's got good defense at second base, though I don't think they lost a second baseman. They lost a third baseman. They lost 2 third basemen and a shortstop. They didn't lose a second baseman because they have Dick Schofield playing there. Quilici's got good defense, but doesn't really have much of a stick. 174. So, you know, it's Toronto. They didn't exist in 1969. The fact that they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys to choose from, and the Yankees have 0 to choose from, bodes well for the Blue Jays, even though these 8 guys are going to be particularly pretty mediocre. So it looks like Tom Phoebus and their choice of Walton or Joseph, probably either guy. Maybe Joseph because he's pretty good against righties and he has power for an infielder. That looks like what Toronto could do if they don't go the free agency route. And that's been your review tonight of the American League East. Thanks for checking out the video. We'll see you again soon.